Training your best friend can be easy, but what about training a dog who's lunging out, growling, and barking at other dogs or even people? This type of behavior can be mislabeled as aggressive, but animal behaviorist Helen Sutton explains how often this is misplaced fear, and she introduces us to a new technique called constructional aggression treatment, or CAT, which reinforces a dog's natural calming signals.
Dogs that express aggression are sometimes just afraid. The best way for him to get over a fear is by letting him learn how to calm down himself. All the ways that we've worked with dogs in the past have been managing fear. We have the dog do a calming signal and reward him for it. In this new method, the CAT method, the dog actually learns that if he calms down himself and does a calming signal himself, the object of his fear goes away.
What's a calming signal?
A calming signal is a natural physical signal that the brain reacts to. It can be a shift of the eyes, it can be a lick of the nose, a yawn, a turn of the head, or a whole turn of the body.
Developed by behavior analysts Dr. Jesus Rosales-Ruiz and Kelly Snyder, CAT is one of the only methods that instantly reinforces a calming signal by rewarding the dog with his stressor going away. Since Newton is afraid of other dogs, we tried this method with him. Using a controlled environment, Helen walked her dog towards Newton. Once he reacted, she stopped and waited for him to show a calming signal before walking away. Now, the other dog is considered the neutral dog?
Yes, it's the neutral dog.
Can it be any dog?
It can't be just any dog. It's got to be a dog that's not going to react to Newton or another dog that is overreactive. A neutral dog should be able to do calming signals back to Newton or just ignore Newton.
Now, is this stressful on the neutral dog?
It is stressful, and it's helpful to use positive reward methods with a neutral dog. The handler's purpose is to practice relaxing with their dog. This can be hard, but it's so important because dogs pick up on subtle energies.
So if I pull Newton away from a dog that he's growling at, I'm just reinforcing his aggressive behavior?
You are reinforcing his aggressive behavior because what you're doing is you're pulling him up into an aggressive stance. If his body is in an aggressive stance, his mind has to go where the body goes. So he will become more aggressive.
So what do I need to do?
What you need to do is relax, which
Easier
is
said than done.
the hardest thing to do is to ask the owner of a dog to relax when it's lunging out at another dog or person.
Once our handler was relaxed, our neutral dog in place, and Helen ready to read Newton's calming signals, we continued training.
Here we come again. Come on, Jigger. Touches on her to help her stay calm and think.
We repeated the process several times with 15-second breaks until Newton was able to relax with another dog at a close distance. You were really good at identifying even the slightest movements of Newton's eyes or his muscles. Is this something that a handler or an owner can learn to identify?
Everybody can learn a dog's calming signals. There's about 32 identifiable body moves that a dog makes by watching its physical body. You're going to start understanding what your dog is thinking, what it's about to do, and probably what it's just done.
And sometimes his movements could have been deceiving to me, the untrained eye, because maybe he did lick his lips and turn his head, but his muscles were still really tense. Is that normal?
That is normal, and when you first start using the CAT technique, what you want to do is take any type of calming signal, because it is going to take the dog a little while to learn to calm its whole body down.
And a lot of times Newton would wag his tail, and people who stood by thought, oh, well, he's happy, but it can be deceiving.
Oh, absolutely. A dog that's wagging its tail in no way means that it's happy. As a matter of fact, oftentimes when the energy goes up, the tail goes up and it wags. A dog that's relaxed, his tail will relax and wag slowly. So you can never look at just one signal on a dog.
Another thing I noticed about Newton is his barks. To the untrained ear, like my own, it would seem that he was aggressive, but his barks changed. Tell us about those.
Yes, that is one interesting thing about the CAT method is when they're lunging out and they're barking, pretty soon you're going to notice a different tone in the bark. It's not going to sound so aggressive. Instead of, hey, get out of here, it's going to sound more like, hey, who are you anyway? And it's a much different sound, a much shorter sound.
It seems like Newton's training is off to a great start. Helen is always prepared to utilize various methods as she works with different dogs and other handlers, but cautions against any force-based training.
When you're working with dogs, you want them most of the time in pack drive so they can think. But if they go into the defense drives, which happen if you yell at them, jerk on their leashes, or hit them, they can't think, and you lose your whole lesson. So not only does it not work, you've wasted your time.
We're not wasting any time with CAT. It's a successful new training method showing great promise for dogs labeled as aggressive. Helen has had a history of success turning these dogs around and reintroducing them into their homes free from unwanted behaviors. If you have a training challenge, work with an experienced professional in your area, and remember, the first step for you and your best friend is to relax. For more videos on adoption, training, and care, visit yourbestfriend.tv.